Welcome back to Manchin's Mailbox. Thank you for your letters. We love hearing from you. This letter comes from Daniel in Vienna. Daniel writes, I am outraged by the recent decisions not to proceed with the Canadian pipeline project. This would provide less commerce with adversarial countries, more commerce with our good neighbors in Canada, more jobs in construction, cheaper fuel and energy, and less tensions in our foreign policy. I'm also horrified by the prospect of losing the oil to China. We need to pursue energy independence in general by developing our own resources of coal, natural gas, and oil, and producing nuclear power. This makes sense at home and abroad. This policy, which is emanating from our president, presages dire consequences for the USA. You are in a position to help frustrate this agenda. Please do. I have, and I will continue, Daniel. I believe strongly in this pipeline, and I believe that basically I'd rather buy oil from my friends than my enemies. We've talked about this. I'm voting that way. I'm doing everything I can. I sponsored and co-sponsored bills to support the Keystone Pipeline. We're working hard to get more bipartisan support. It's something that I think is a key. It's a job creator. It's also supporting business and labor. I've joined with 43 other senators, and we're trying to get many more on. We haven't given up, and we won't quit. This makes sense. It's good for America. Our next letter comes from Cindy in Winfield. And Cindy writes, Dear Senator Manchin, I know that you are new to Capitol Hill. My concern is passing another debt ceiling. Do not raise the debt ceiling once again. It just doesn't make sense. I know that you are a Democrat, but I really feel that you can reach across the aisle and get something positive done for our country. I would like to see the same fiscal responsibility that you gave us as governor continue as senator. I look forward to watching your career as our senator of West Virginia. Cindy, I couldn't agree with you more. I've always said when I became governor of West Virginia, we had to get our financial house in order, and we did. And I'm doing the same thing right here in Washington as your senator. Right now, our country is over $15 trillion in debt. For the first time, Cindy, we are in debt more than our gross domestic product. That's not happened before. Things have to change, and we have to come together. If we do nothing, we will be $21 trillion in debt by 2021. We will be spending more on the finances, or just basically the interest on the debt, than we do what it takes to protect our country. It takes to all of our social programs. It'll just absolutely wipe us out from the standpoint of living a quality life and passing it on to the next generation. Last August, congressional leaders and the president made a temporary deal. They said, okay, we're going to put a super committee together, and we're going to see what they can put together for us for a pathway to financial security. They failed. They did not get their job done. And I did not and will not vote to raise this debt ceiling until we're serious about fixing the problem. I've talked about the Bowles-Simpson plan. It's basically a template for Democrats and Republicans. It's been bipartisan. The president, the Republican leadership, and Democrat leadership should take this up as their banner and come together as Americans. I will continue to work across the aisle. I have always. I will put my country first before my party. And I believe that any good American will do the same. So we're working hard. We will not give up. We're going to win this fight. We have to. And finally, our third letter comes from Russ in Advent, who's concerned about how we are spending our precious resources in America and overseas. Russ writes, now that we are pulling our brave troops out of countries that would rather bomb us than look at us, we'll be spending less money over there. Why not reroute those funds to building and rebuilding the U.S.? Many places in West Virginia still have substandard or no utilities. Here in southern Jackson County, I have electric and a patched up phone wire that goes out often. We depend on untreated well water. Waste management is a septic tank on the farm. Others that I've heard of just run it right into the creek. We need to stop building up other countries so that they can turn around and attack us. That doesn't make sense. And I agree with you, Russ, wholeheartedly. I have said stop these wars of nation building and let's start rebuilding America. I've said this also, Russ, that if you help in America, you help us in West Virginia build a water line, a sewer system, a road, or a school, we won't blow it up or burn it down. We'll be very appreciative. And you can't help anybody if you can't keep yourself strong. So we've got to get back to the task at hand, rebuilding America, making America strong again. And I believe that bring the precious resources we have in our soldiers, and I applaud the job that they have done. and make sure that we keep our foot and our direction on the war on terror. We will not let terrorists attack America or Americans anywhere. We're not going to stand for that. We have the greatest defense. We have the greatest armed service in the world. We can strengthen that, and we can also basically have a direction of rebuilding America by using the funds that we're spending. Billions and even trillions of dollars need to come back home. And that's what I've been fighting for. We will continue. I appreciate so much, and I believe that all of the letters that you send us are so important. It's very important for me to hear from you. Thank each and every one of you, and God bless.